I honestly, I feel like he's the Antichrist, if you want. But no, it's seriously, it's like, because he's like this, he's good looking, kind of charming, and sort of, like seems like a harmless kind of guy. Like he has that kind of like the mannerisms and everything. So people are really taken in by him, I think, because of that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of hero worshiping. It's really beyond me that people are doing that or even listening, caring what he says. So we've got this billionaire, from this, was it their legacy is like diamonds or something in that family, right? So he gets all this money from that. God knows what they did to get the money to begin with, right? In terms of harming people. But what always intrigued me about him is he was always saying, well, like, yeah, talking about the dangers of AI in particular. And so instead of like stopping that, it's like, well, that's just going to happen anyway, as if it's somehow how natural human evolution, which it isn't. It's totally funded, right? So if you stop the funding, it stops. And he's funding it. He's developing it. He says, don't, well, we have to join them because we can't beat them, so let's get your Neuralink. I'm testing it out on pigs because he actually says pigs are remarkably like humans, so that's right, one of the
Yeah,
interesting
that
things he
shows
says
you
about it.
exactly where his mind's at, and he's just put the first Neuralink in someone.
Oh
So
gosh.
we've stepped. Did you know that a few weeks back his first Neuralink went in the human mind? And obviously they're selling it through paralysis. Alex Jones was on his show saying my uncle was paralyzed in a motorbike accident, and he
Oh
had one
no.
and he was fine. Well, it turns out his uncle was called Biff, and he was CIA. So you make of that what you will. But yeah, again, it's he's pushing that, and now they've crossed the threshold. They are in the body already, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I've dug into like how they treated the animals at their labs, with these monkeys too. I mean, horrendous conditions. One group, like trying to stop that, wrote a 700-page paper about the horrible conditions these animals are living in. So he's like saying we have that's a danger, but we can't stop it, so we have to become like it. And then like he's actually part of the problem that he's saying is exists and is being exacerbated. He's even saying we need to terraform Mars because something might go wrong here, which he's bringing to pass. Like he's ushering in the something that's going to go wrong here so that we can go to Mars. And he says if you want to go to Mars, you have to prepare to die. I mean, this guy is insane. Like this is direct quotes from him, right? But the fact that a billionaire is allowed to launch as many satellites as he wants into orbit for his own private company without any kind of international oversight at all or environmental assessment, like how is that possible? And against the weapon, there's a treaty for weapons in space, and 5G so far, before it was used as communications, has been used as a weapon only. That's the only use it's ever had. There's been no safety studies done testing on humans or animals or environment ever. Yet he's allowed to blanket our skies basically with this stuff and shoot it down at us, and nobody gets to stop him. I mean, why
Yeah.
does he like it's out of control? He has this much power now. He's taking over a major social media platform, and that's supposed to be good. How could anybody think that's possibly good with somebody like him? And the whole electric cars thing, don't even get me started. I mean, that's a nightmare in the making. And it's like he's behind that. So how could he ever be for anybody? I just don't see that as, him being on our side.
Well, he's blatantly not, and the money's coming from the Qatar national funds. Anyone does any dig into it, and it's also coming from the Saudi royalty. So that shows you what that's about. It's connected also through Jericho.